So we've talked about Edge, Life Team, Confirmation, young adults.
Young adults.
Here. And then the reason why we're both smiling is because there's some hijinks.
There's some hijinks.
Just recently, we had that video of Father David Michael getting pranked.
Yes.
Who thinks of all this stuff?
Not me.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Can I say something? I'm glad this is going on the record, is that I, like, last year in particular, everyone did pinpoint me because, and probably to the dismay of the masterminds that are truly behind this, because I really, like, last year, I opened doors. Okay. That's how that was my role.
Okay.
Is I opened doors. I, told them maybe what time, like, people were going to be here and stuff. But I never, I was not creating these pranks. And the same for this year. Like, I really, I knew what was happening, but I was definitely not, this ultra participant. But so yes, there is a group of women that are just phenomenal. They participate. They're on core team for Life Teen, and they're wonderful, amazing ladies, and the
energy of that group is just something else.
It's something else. And I do think that I would say that I have a good amount of energy, but it's above and beyond. And I also, and I don't want to give away too much about the true mastermind behind all these pranks, but I will say it's not who you'd expect.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they're all in cohorts with each other. But I think some of the in-depth detail planning of these that makes it truly close to maniacal, where you're like, what? How did you think of that? It's not who you'd expect. She's awfully sweet.
Okay. So did this all start with mainly Father David Michael being the target?
Yes, I do think that him coming last year it awoke something. That was there.
What was the
just
first
resting.
prank that was played on Father David Michael?
Oh goodness!
Was it the headshots?
That was part of their first prank week.
Okay.
That wasn't the first one they did. That one personally is still my favorite. That one's still my favorite.
Headshots
yes,
all
the
over his
headshots.
wall.
I mean, I was dying. I was dying laughing. That was just, it's genius. I mean,
he was a new guy here. Everybody's seen his picture.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere. It's in the bulletin. It's on the website. This is our new priest. This is our new priest. That one shot.
Yes.
And then it's just all over
his office. I mean, genius. And his chairs, taped on the chairs. I mean, it was incredible.
Do you think it's because he's so young? He's right around the same age as
yeah, especially, and he's just been really, I know he probably can speak more to this, but just, I think young adults are like his bread and butter. Like, he really does just do so well with them. And he is a just phenomenal man. And so he does just a great job pouring into that group of people, and they love to pour into him, whether that be pranking him or just growing in relationships. So I think it's gotta be definitely personality and definitely the age, just all fits perfectly.
We're so blessed to have him at the parish because I believe it was one of the times that he spoke and sang and rapped in front of the teenagers for Life Teen, and was like, okay, there's our young priest breakdancing. There he is. Yes, he's breakdancing in front of the kids. That's so awesome.
I remember we went to a junior high, archdiocesan rally last, and Father David Michael went with us. He was actually the keynote speaker. Very cool. And so Faustina just we represented. He was up there and we were going wild. We were like, that's our parochial vicar. So excited.
So what other pranks did we have on him? So the headshots last year. Air horn. Oh yes, underneath his chair. They sticky note. They put sticky notes all over his Jeep last year. That was the final one I think they did in the morning. There's been a lot of good ones. This year in particular, I think the most devastating was the potentially having his car broken into. Okay. How did you guys do that? Somebody rolled down the window?
Somebody had his keys, and this is what I'm saying when I say a little bit maniacal, because they got, his dad the cops. I mean, everybody.
His dad was involved.
His dad
too.
wasn't. That was the key. Is that they had his dad involved, and that like helped. Because who did he call? Immediately as he sees his car is being broken into. And so they rolled down the window. They had glass shattered like on the ground.
Was that real glass?
Yes.
Not prop glass or anything like that. So
I don't know.
Somebody got some real glass.
Maybe they did.
Broke
Some
it
mason
at home,
jars or chunky. Yeah.
And then
I have no idea. But and then they had the window rolled down. Called his dad, and then his dad was like, "Hey, roll up the window," and he rolls it up, and he was just I remember in the video you can hear him. He's like, "Respect, like I have respect."
He's like, "That was awesome."
yes.
Because getting the window rolled down, that is really something.
Yeah, you got to get keys for that.
You got to get the keys for that.
Yes.
And then
there's a lot
the
of trust
glass
there.
all over the place. Did you guys call the cops ahead of time?
I guess they called the cops ahead of time.
And informed them that, hey, somebody might call 911 about a broken car?
Yes, I think so. Well, I know that like one of the girls, I'm pretty sure she's like, one of her, like a relation is a police officer. I think that might have had to do with it. But again, I don't know the details.
So that cop that came in the video rolling up kind of already knew and had an idea about what was going on.
Yeah, he was in on it, totally in on it. Yes.
That's something else. And then my personal favorite is the teddy bears.
The teddy
all
bears.
The stuffed animals.
Golly.
So the church was collecting stuffed animals.
Yes. In order to put them into his office. I mean, incredible. It was incredible.
So this wasn't for a program for kids or something?
No, it's so funny. I remember from our retreat last year, I had all these stuffed animals still like left over from the retreat in the back of my trunk. Never had done anything about them. And I remember Daniela, I just gave away one of the names.
One of the accomplices?
Girls, yes, one of the girls. It was like after mass, and she let me know what we were doing, and she was like, "Do you have stuffed animals?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have 2 trash bags full of stuffed animals." Yeah, and so they were and I know that there was a couple other ladies at the parish that were just collecting. I mean, calling people. It was incredible the amount of stuffed animals.
Wow, so these weren't stuffed animals that were just already there. No, it had to be really collected.
It was truly. I mean, I think that was an amazing fundraising effort. I mean, really, I think we need to get them going on something like for Faustina to get us.
I love the moment where he walks in and he's like, "Wow, all of these stuffed animals," and he thinks that's it.
Yes,
that's it. And then that moment where he walks up to the gigantic teddy bear and it reaches out to him.
I mean,
and he shakes. He's like, "Ah!"
I mean, I mean, again, I can't it really, I'm just like, I cannot believe y'all thought of that. Also, we're willing to climb inside a teddy bear. That is pretty, that's very pretty amazing.
Hard to breathe in.
Yes. The breathing is what really gets me. I don't know how
long was she waiting in there?
I saw them prepping. It was like not a little bit of time, because I remember that day when he came in, it was a lot later than expected too.
Oh no!
So thanks. I think she was sitting in there for quite a while inside the hot teddy bear.
So she's sitting in there waiting for him.
Yes,
trying to stay still.
Did a great job.
It was fantastic. Definitely worth it. I loved it so much. I created a little GIF.
I saw it. Yes.
Just of him going.
I love it. Yes.
But it doesn't do it justice. You got to have the sound of him screaming.
Yes. You got to get the sound. He's like,
"Oh my gosh. That's so freaky." I love it. So
funny.
We had Deacon Houston in here.
Yes.
And he says he hasn't been pranked yet. So I don't know if you have the connection, but
I have the connections. Yeah. That's what I'll say. I'll have the connections. I can pass along the message.
Is this like a Peter Parker situation? Like, could you please tell Spider-Man, but it's actually...
No, I think it's like, I'm trying to think of a different example. Maybe it's like, I don't know, the Avengers or something. And I'm like, who's a pointless Avenger? It doesn't really do much.
No pointless Avengers.
Yeah, I don't know. And I give him a call. I'm like, guys, I'm tired. But
we need to bring you in
mission.
Here. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So is there anything in the works yet for Deacon Houston?
There's nothing in the works for not that I know of, but again,
has there ever been talk about pranking Father Dad? Or is that off limits?
It's not off limits.
Because Father Dat's a really, he's a casual guy. He's very jolly. And
now, if you think that like I've been in cohorts with these ladies, you've got to talk to Father Dat, because Father Dat has been, many doors have been opened by Father with the master key. Many doors have been opened. So I think he might be like owed a prank. I think that Father Dat might be.
Father David Michael's like, all right, you guys got to help me out now.
Yes, exactly.
Has he ever gotten back at anybody with the pranks, or he's just not at that level in terms of creativity for pranks? I don't know
if I think it would take a lot to get back, get them back. It would really,
because they're so good at it. They'd see it a mile away.
They're really good at it. They are really, really good at it.